shopping list yet, so unfortunately. Now this poor little guy, oh, don't forget this, but this is metal and rusty. It can probably be kept separate because, well, anything you put with a rusty piece of metal will get dirty and rusty, and this guy here, I mean, it's advertising for Buick, and I can't really see myself throwing it away, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'll just put it back in there. It's not for you to judge a geocache. We're not like geocache rangers or anything. We just want to make sure that, you know, it's a cool thing to do, and we want to try to improve things as we go. This is the sheet that you print off from the geocache website, where you go there and it says, you know, I kind of figured out, please do not remove or vandalize this container. Oh, well, it was too wet. Sorry, dude. The real treasure is everyone who else who wish to go ahead and take something, please also leave something of your own for others to find. Write it in the logbook. Possible, let us know you found it. At the top here, it's really bad. Contain. For. What the heck is this thing doing? Things in it worldwide. GPS global positioning system. Geocaching basically involves a GPS hiding, containment, publishing, exact coordinates, treasure hunt, find it. Only rules are you must leave something in the cache, and hopefully the person that it's not easy to find by uninterested parties. Bad spot though. Container app by accident. But we do have geocaching.com, where I was able to go and download the proper form, which is as such. Now, of course, when you print out a sheet, you want to do log lamination. And in order to do log lamination, you get yourself some packing tape, get it out the right size, take it, and you strap her down across it as such. You do this for the entire document. Then, after you're done, you get yourself your pair of scissors from your art supplies, because every set of art supplies has a good set of scissors. And well, if you don't, you know, we'll be covering that. You can either fold it over onto the back and make sure that you seal both sides, or if you're doing the whole document, you can do everything and then just take your scissors and trim along the edges and that, and then you've got this completely sealed, waterproof geocache please read site. The real failing feature on this geocache, I mean, it was well done, well thought out, well put together, a lot of fun, introductory one, a lot of things here, very, very nice, like it a lot, but the only thing that really failed here was the container. This is a Tupperware container made of plastic. Now, I'm sure for the sane, this is a very good piece of equipment, but unfortunately it doesn't really hand up to WOG standard. So we're going to replace that container with a machine gun ammo can. Simply because machine gun ammo cans lock, are airtight, watertight, and have a removable lid. So at later times, the inside of this can is completely sealed and it'll keep the device safe. Furthermore, they're great fun when you leave them in subways. So what we can do is we're going to take all the stuff, because this is all nicely categorized now, we're going to zip this back up, we're going to put this back inside the can, and we're going to take, what else we got? We got our puzzle, that goes back inside the can, and we got our little Buick thing, that's going to go back inside the can, and I'm not going to put this back in here because this one's trash, so that one stays out, but what we are going to do is we're going to put in this one folded so that when they open it up it says geocache site, not you found a bomb, which is what people are liable to think, you know, because we're living in terror everywhere, we're all fucking afraid all the time. Oh, but I forgot to put something in there for other people. WOGs, of course, do everything better than the sane and everyone else. So what we need to do is we need to find the best thing you could put in there. And anyone could find this. You got to think about that. Anyone could come along and find this. So they could come from any walk of life. That would mean that whatever you left in there, you would want to speak to them. Say something important. And to do that, you'd need to use the universal language. And of course, what's the universal language but music? That's right. And in today's day and age where we can burn CDs for completely, no cost whatsoever, let's give them a sample of some of Billy Idol's Cyberpunk. You put it all together, Cyberpunk, we put the TMC on there, we've actually printed off the label. So this is a nice little sample CD. It's quite obviously pirate. I'm not selling it. Nobody's making any money. It's great. In you go. Another thing which is always good to stash is ammunition. It's always good to have a little bit of ammo. So we have some ammo here that we're going to put inside of the geocache, which is handy. That way you're never out of ammo and you can work on your swing in a good game. Or you can make a 365-sided dice out of it, because a lot of people don't know there's actually 365 divots inside of a golf ball. That goes in there. And of course, something that would help them with secret societies is I've got a small Masonic pin from the turn of the century in the 1930s. So that's a little thing that, you could put on your lapel. Might save you, might get you out of jail, So we'll put that in there too, make sure she's good. And we'll seal this back up. Now, I don't know where they got the label, because it looks like it's kind of nice, but we're going to take that, seal her down, make sure she's good. Now with this label here, we're going to take this label and we're going to use gun tape and put this label on the side of the can. This one here's just got some crappy old tape on it. But when we put that there, bang, now we've got a nice geocache site label. We got our geocache, it's all back together, and this is done WOG style. We got a perfectly highly mobile unit, easily seen, will last a lifetime of other geocachers. So we're just going to improve the situation a little bit, leave no trace other than what's here, and put it back. When I found it originally, I found it on the third tree in. Document it over right here. So let's put it, we can put it there, or we can hide it a little bit. That's kind of hidden. That'll do the trick. And that way the next people come along know that, well, some logs were here, because they put that geocache together the right way.
Patrolling technical specifications, file 104, boots.
Sean Kennedy here. Glad to see that I managed to make it through up to this point. Well done, you. Now, since we've covered the basics of underwear and being able to frolic in the forest, we're going to move on and forwards with one of the most important parts of your body in an area where I don't mind saying I'm gifted. Yes, it's fact that because of my family, probably because we're Irish in descent, and we are a strong nomadic people, I have been endowed with a very... well, I've got a pretty extraordinary physical feature, which is often overlooked because it's usually covered up. That's right, we're talking about nothing else other than my feet. I have the most amazing feet on the planet. Now, the interesting thing about the human foot, this is a foot. Now, a lot of people, now this guy's got some dirty nails. Why? Because I'm a guy, and guys don't look after their feet. But you got to keep them clean. It's a good idea to keep them, you know, your nails pretty trimmed and that. The wife's always bugging me to, you know, have my nails trimmed. Now, it should be noticed that I'm wearing slippers right now, and I'm going to jump around a little bit on you here on this. I know that we've only covered, you know, gaunch and everything, and I've got a lot of stuff laid out here. I'm going to cover all of this eventually, okay? But just keep up with me for the time being. I'm wearing slippers. These are Italian poolside slippers with a towel lining. I would recommend, it's my recommendation, that you should usually go barefoot. But because I've been raised in a society where we've been taught to isolate ourselves from everything, my feet are like these tender, non-calloused thing. They're super sensitive. I mean, they're kind of pristine, really. When you look at that foot, there's not a lot of scarring there. The skin's pretty fresh. It's a nice looking foot. Not to mention, I have beautiful feet normally. In Arabia, when they torture people, what they do is they make you kneel down. They go to the backs of your feet, because when you're kneeling, your foot's flat, right? And they go to the backs of your feet and they hit the bottom of your foot with a cane. That's what they do today in Saudi Arabia when they torture people. And they do this 20 or 30 times. Now, the interesting thing about the human foot is that every nerve in the human body, all the nerves of your body, terminate in the sole of your foot. If you beat someone's foot, it feels like they're exploding again and again and again. It's just wham, wham, you know, every time it hits you. Your feet, because of all those nerves, this is actually one of the most sensitive areas of your body. It's not like getting kicked in the nuts. Your feet are extremely important. Anyone who's ever done any kind of sport or hiking will tell you, baby, if you're going to drop money on one piece of equipment, you need to drop money on how you look after your feet. And if you don't believe that, then, you know, you may as well turn this off now. We're not talking about, you know, your food, your